I'm not a professional photographer, but it has become my hobby over the last 6 years. Since moving to the Intermountain West, I went out and bought a real camera. And when I'm on vacation or just on my weekends, I do a lot of traveling around, taking photographs of mountains, canyons, forests, sometimes big wild animals. I photographed a great big moose one day when I was just outside of the Teton National Park over near Jackson, Wyoming. I was the third moose I think I've seen in my life, and absolutely the biggest beast I've ever encountered. So it was one of those things I didn't get too close to. I was still sitting in my Jeep and it was crossing the road, and I didn't bother it other than snapping a few photographs. But I've gotten to the point where, while I'm not a professional photographer, it's a hobby. It has grown where our four websites here at the office, the biggest part of our web library when it comes to photographs or stories that we post is pictures that I've taken in my forays, if you will, throughout the region over several states: Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah. And I was watching a television program last night on the Fox News channel called The Five, and one of the hosts, Greg Gutfeld, was showing a video. But you know how these videos look? You get the two sides, and on the two sides, you get all that blur. And he said, how can we fix these videos? Well, there's a simple way to do this. And again, I think that most people, if they would just do one little quick thing, they would save themselves from having all of those videos that look like that. And even your still pictures would look better. When you take a photograph, do not hold your phone this way, but most people seem to do that. And I used to do that myself a few years ago. And then I was actually somewhere a number of years back, and I was trying to take a photograph, and to try to get the angle I wanted, I flipped it around. And then I realized, hey, there's a huge difference. And when you're doing a video, you'll eliminate all of that blur on the sides that way. You'll get a really good looking video, and you'll get better looking still photographs. So there's just a little bit of advice that can help you out in that situation. I wanted to mention I was watching the Five last night when I got home from a long lunch. I was at a 3.5 hour lunch with a lady friend, and we were sitting right along, in fact, the Snake River Canyon, and looking at the canyon while we were eating. It's just on a beautiful day with a blue sky. It's a beautiful sight, even in the dead of winter, and it has been a little chilly here lately. But after I watched the Five, I went around the house and did some chores, and then I caught the first half hour of Tucker Carlson Tonight, where he was sharing some stories about how the Chinese are becoming very emboldened in their approach. I think there's a good possibility we could be in a shooting war with these people in a couple of years. That would be far worse than the coronavirus, especially if someone dropped an EMP over Nebraska and took out the power grid throughout much of the lower 48. But as he was sharing all of these stories, he actually had video that was taken of a Chinese professor at an event last week, and the professor was saying that they have had agents planted within our government and in our financial institutions for decades now. And then at one point, he even references Hunter Biden, and they're very happy that Donald Trump is gone, and they believe that they're going to get carte blanche with the Biden administration coming in. Of course, mainstream media won't pay any attention to this, and the pending war, well, after all, they would just as soon see us lose it, because they're not what you call big fans of the good old USA. I often think that the majority of them somehow believe that there would be a communist utopia, and that would benefit them if they were working for state-run media. They wouldn't have any liberty left with what they report, but I guess they'd still be able to get a loaf of bread. If you like our videos, click on the subscribe button. You can also leave any comments in the comments section below. I'll be talking about that China story throughout the week on my radio program. It's called Magic Valley This Morning on News Radio 1310 KLIX in Twin Falls, Idaho. You can pick that up as well online, going to newsradio1310.com, click on the Listen Live icon, or download a News Radio 1310 KLIX app for your smartphone. And you can listen to the program and also send me messages during the course of the show, or really throughout the day.